Welcome back, music freaks. This is West Coast Paul. You are tuned into Pure Adrenaline on Styling Radio. Here in the booth with Izzy. What up, Izzy?
What's up?
Hey, this is, you know what? We're going to talk the concert hour. It's going on, man. Music, and more music, especially rock music. You know me, I love it, worship it, live by it. If it's got a guitar and a guitar riff, my head's just bouncing up and down. Hell, you've seen me at shows doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Doing a little, what is it, Angus Young head bob, man. He's my hero in the music world.
Yeah.
I love these guys.
At the PRI after party, we got DJ Kaizen in the house and, all the Street Outlaw guys, Jesse James to Stock Car guys, you name it, at the PRI show, at our after party. And in our VIP booth, I look over and Paul is doing air guitar, and the Kaizen mixed in a little bit of AC/DC for you,
Oh, yeah, and I'm up there doing my best Angus impersonation. And, I remember looking down and everybody's just staring up at me going, dude, this is one badass party. And I'm going, you got the old dude, man, in there doing my stuff. Hey, tired me out. I went back and sat in the chair. Don't know at the party, man. We set up a thing. It looks like a throne. And I sit there going, that's it. That's me, man. I'm either kicking it or headbanging it. One of the two.
Yep.
Having a blast.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, now speaking of... Sorry, man. Speaking of concerts, AC/DC is out on tour, everybody. They'll be cruising through America here in Canada coming up in the next few months. And you bet I'm going to be in at least 2, 3, 4 of them. They have forever been my favorite band. It was sad here recently in the last year to have Malcolm's passing. And I know, but Angus is still out there doing his thing. And dude, he's almost 70, is he? I don't know how that guy at 70 still does his concert stuff, but he hasn't slowed down a lick, man. He is still the best fucking guitar player in the world and the most entertaining. And I'm going, I don't know how he does it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is still just rocking it out nonstop.
Ever a band I would want to... I'm not a get on the stage band kind of guy. I'll get up there and announce and do things and have fun. But if there was ever a group I'd get up there with, it's those guys, man. Absolutely. Just, that they've rocked and they've sold more albums than any other rock band in the history of the world. And I go, they are absolutely... the baddest ass thing in the planet. And I got to tell you something, as good as they are, I go way back when they had Bon Scott. You know what, that music, it in my house, on this radio, anywhere. If I can get a Bon Scott thing going, I do. And I know he died back in 1980. And for some of you, it was before you were born. But for me, that was right in the height of my teenage years. And I'm going, damn, I worshiped everything they did, and I still do today. So and I'm going, in fact, there was a time, concert was in 1991, my badass flew all the way over to Castle Donington. And they did the Monsters of Rock show live at Donington 1991. And I'm going, for those of you who don't know, the AC/DC was the headliner. The band that came on the stage before them was none other than Metallica. The group before them was Motley Crue. The group before them was Queensryche. And before them, they had the Counting Crows. And I go, dude, that was 5 bands, about 7 hours of music that when you were done, you were exhausted. And it was the greatest fucking concert I would ever imagine being at. I had to go. Man. So what have you been to, Izzy?
Shit. I've been to a lot of concerts. I mean, a lot of concerts over the years.
Any of them more memorable than another?
Probably the Gathering of the Juggalos. I mean,
yeah. Okay.
I got booked down there to make an appearance and do the oil wrestling. And, it's crazy because when they called to talk to us or talk to me, It was Violent J, and I thought it was a prank phone call. And I'm like, ICP is still a thing. Like, I thought it was somebody in the shop fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, look, take down this number, call this number back in 5 minutes and ask for Jay. And I called back, and the most sexiest voice in the world was like, Psychopathic Records, how can I help you? And I was like, yeah, I got a meeting with Jay. Hold, please. And they put me on hold, and there's hold music of ICP and other shit. And he got on the phone, and then him and some other producers, and they were like, hey, we want to book you in. We like what you do, and this, and this. And I was, they wanted to know a number, and I gave them this outrageous number I didn't think they would pay, right? And they were like, okay, cool. Can you send us a contract and your writer? And I was like, oh, shit.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, so
Cha-ching.
I had to contact my entertainment attorney or entertainment booker. But I called my entertainment attorney, and he goes, have you looked up this show? And I said, no. And he goes, you might want to. And there was a 45-minute no shit promo commercial of 300 groups and bands and wrestling and fucking this. And I was like, holy shit. But what's interesting about going to this event, we're in this big tour bus, and we get lost. It's out in the middle of the woods, right?
Yeah.
And, GPS only took us so far, and we're on our own. We have to find this fucking place. And we've got to perform in like about 2.5 hours, right? And there's a group of cops with a roadblock, and I'm like, well, let's just ask them what was the fucking DEA and the FBI and state police. And they were super cool, man. And they were like, oh yeah, you guys are performing. We're like, yeah, we're doing oil and jello wrestling, and I've got to host their Miss Juggalette contest, and which is a bikini contest per se, and which I hosted with Ron Jeremy, the porn star, which was pretty cool. And
oh man,
yeah,
hey, you know everybody.
Yeah, so the FBI guy goes, look, we'll take you towards the place, but it's private property. Once you go over the hill, you're on your own. If they try to kill you, we can't save you. And we're like, what the fuck? So, yeah, we end up trucking it up the hill. They turned off their lights, and we opened the door of the tour bus, and he goes, kids, you're on your own. Good luck. And I was just like, what the fuck? So we get there, and there's a check-in point that we got to go to, and for all bands and music artists and stuff. And this is the first time we've ever did this, right? I mean, we've done nightclubs and car shows, and this is interesting. So they come, one of the producers and this girl comes up, and they're like getting our credentials and stuff, and I was like, yeah, the FBI is the one who guided us in. Did they come on the property? I'm like, no, they said after this point here and we go over the hill, we're on our own. He goes, yeah, you're on your own. This is private property.
Good fucking luck. Yeah, here, have a nice hike. Man.
Yeah,
there's over water in the backpack. See you later.
Yeah, there's 1 million people, no shit, at this event.
Oh,
there's people from around the world. And I'm like,
yeah.
And then I turn around, I'm getting my credentials, and they're putting my ID badge around my neck, and I turn around, and there's Coolio. And he's like, what up, man? I'm a big fan, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're a fan of us? Like, this is fucking Coolio. And the Ice Cube come walking up, and then they take us over to our dressing trailer, right? And we have to share it with one of the bands that are going to be playing later on that night. We were on the second stage. We weren't on the main stage. But there's like stages all over this property, right? So yeah, we're on the second best stage, but we're doing a show during the day. And we get in this dressing trailer, and there's some, in my opinion, okay, there's like these geeky guys, and there's one of their manager was like, don't touch their equipment. And we're like, look, we're just back here. The girls are getting dressed. And these guys were like the nicest guys in the world, but to me, they were kind of geeky and dorky. And I was like, oh, you guys are in the music business. What group are you with? And they go, well, we're Biohazard. And I about dropped my fucking jaw.
No fucking way.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, because like as a kid, I've seen these guys on MTV and all this stuff, and I'm sharing a dressing trailer with Biohazard. And they were such nice guys, you know. They were asking the girls, "Would you like something to drink? Would you like sparkling water? Do you want some Mad Dog 2020? I mean, whatever you want." And they weren't all like handsy feely with the models. They were just really gentleman guys, and but they were fans, and I'm like, damn, you know, I mean, damn, we've really reached a plateau of people who like us. So they got everything set up, and the curtain was drawn, and Violent J and Shaggy of ICP come up, and with Ric Flair, the wrestler. And Ric Flair is a huge fan of what we do, and I didn't even know that. I didn't even know he knew who the fuck we were. And Violent J said, "This is unlike anything you've ever done." Shaggy, Two Dope, goes, "Hey, if they start booing, you just keep talking. But if they start throwing shit, just keep talking. But if they rush the stage, you're fucked, and we don't know how we're going to get you out of here. So either they're going to like you or fucking hate you." And he slapped my shoulder and goes, "Good luck, break a leg." And the curtain pulled back, and there was this huge fucking crowd, and I really didn't know what to say except, "Who wants to see some ass and titties?" And they're like, "Whoop whoop," and you know, I'm like, yeah. So yeah, it was pretty wild. It was and you know, of course, afterwards, you know, we after we did our show, and it was great. We signed autographs. I ended up signing Rob Van Winkle, Vanilla Ice. I knew him back in college, and he was performing at the show, and he ran into me, and he's like, "Hey, do you got your merchandising booth set up?" And I'm like, "I don't even know we were supposed to do that." And he's like, "Man, you got DVDs and shirts, man? I've got a huge booth. I got the 5.0 here, you know, and love to hang out with you." And I signed autographs next to Vanilla Ice all weekend, and we were permanently booked at that show for over 10 years. But it's the same time as Sturgis. So I would have to go do the opening of Sturgis, fly back to St. Louis, go to Cave and Rock with another crew, do the Gathering weekend, and fly back to Sturgis and finish up Locals Day. So it was pretty intense. That's one of the first shows, two of the shows that I've ever been at, but that one, I was listening to one of the groups, and the monic sound from the subs made me sick to my stomach. And it messed with my head a little bit. And I've only been to one other concert, and that was Korn when they played Riverport in St. Louis, that I got too close to the speakers, and the monic sound made me ill, you know.
Now I want to cover, man, Biohazard, dude. They've been one of my favorite bands too forever. Did you know that 2.5 years ago now, the original band members got back together, the original five, and they're now on tour again. Coming up here, listeners, if you don't know, Biohazard, man, they play everything. They do crossover, they're rock, rap, they'll get into some metal.
Oh yeah.
They do all kinds of fun stuff. It's everything on this radio, this channel would love to play. But they're coming up, man. They're playing in the UK in February. They're going to be in Switzerland. They're going to be in Germany. These guys are doing another fucking worldwide bomb tour, and it's, again, the original group members. And it's the show. I've caught a little bit of it on one of the stations that they were playing, and they sound fucking great.
Yeah, they sound as good as they've ever been. And to hang out with them behind, you know, the stage in the dressing trailer, you know, I had this vision of Biohazard growing up. I mean, they're just insane. But then when you're talking to them, they're just normal people. And that's just like any of the music artists that I've ever worked with or been part of working with them. They're just like us. They're normal people, you know, but they make some killer ass music, you know. So
they do. And you know, some of their favorite stuff, man, I love rock stuff, but they do some really badass hardcore punk too. You know, I mean, they just play a lot of different things, but they play them well. It's just a treat to be able to listen to them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm fucking glad, man, you met them. That is, that's fucking awesome. That's just fucking awesome. I'm going, I'm trying to think, what else concert-wise and stuff coming up of different things. Hell, you got any concerts you plan on seeing in the next year or so? Anything specific?
Yeah, I've got a list of stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah.
But,
well, you know me, I'm going to be at least I think I've got set up to go to 4 or 5 of the AC/DC shows as they cruise through the U.S.
yeah,
Yeah,
because at Motley Crue, are they doing one more round or are they done?
They keep fucking coming and going and coming and going. I saw them 2 years ago, and, where they were another fantastic fucking show. The opening act was Joan Jett.
Oh, yeah.
And then you had Motley Crue, you had Poison. And for those out there, Poison, you know what? They ruled the stage. The Bret Michaels, their lead singer, he is one of the baddest motherfuckers to be on stage. He owned it. And I'm going, it was cool. You had, some of the other bands. It was incredible. I took one of my kids, and it was one of the best life memory things you could have in getting out there. And I'm thinking, damn. But Crew, because they keep coming and going. That was one of their last episodes or shows before the Mick Mars, man. He's so fucked up. When he was on stage, they had to walk him off stage. He was hunched over his guitar, slamming that fucker. It sounded awesome, dude. We were just going, God damn, man, hell yeah. And then when the concert's over, they take his guitar off of him, and they have to walk him off the stage. And I'm going, but watching him play, he is still, now he's gone, man. He can't play no more. He's done. They've replaced him. And I'm not sure if they're back on the road yet.
Yeah, I know that they're still doing Sturgis. I'd have to look this up to see what's going on.
Yeah. But it's hard, I was angry when they got rid of the lead singer, even though I know why, he had to go. But them coming back, it was so, seeing them, it's a treat because a lot of these old school rock bands, dude, they are going by the wayside now. They're retiring day after day after day because they're just getting too goddamn old to play and to sing and to do shit anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard. But, I'm thinking that that concert was so fun because I said, one of the kids, we rocked the hell out. And I'm thinking other concert shit this year, like I say, Biohazard, man, I got to see when they're going to be in the States.
Yeah.
I have to check that out. We might have to road trip there. And, I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
Well, speaking of that, losing it, we're going to get back into this music. And this is Pure Adrenaline on Styling Radio.
West Coast Paul out.